Is this somebody you guys would want in your forward line? Let me know in the comments below, please, because I don't know where he'd fit. Pause.
Y'all gotta let niggas know something, man. I'm a Barca nigga now, man. I like this shit. It's cooler, it's smooth, it's Barca. You Real Madrid. This is too crazy.
What's up, NYA family? Last time we spoke, I made a promise to you that I would put together a Liverpool transfer video situation, right? So that's what this is. I have a list here, right? I took notes for this, right? And I have a list of outs, a list of maybe you might be, might be out, and a list of ins and maybe ins, if that makes sense. Maybe ins, is that a pause? I don't even know. Starting off with Darwin Nunez. Looks like he's at the end of his tenure here at Liverpool. And that's not just coming from me. That's coming from, the interest from Saudi. That's coming from the interest from Atletico Madrid, AC Milan. For some reason, in my head, those two clubs just fit for Darwin. I don't know. Is it just me? Let me know in the comments. Do you see Darwin in the red and white or the red and black? My fellow Liverpool fans, how much do you think we can get for Darwin Nunez? We do know that there was a bid for him in January from a Saudi club, about 75 million euros. If we can get that, if they want to come back in the summer window, shoot again, shoot or shoot. So do it again. I bet it gets accepted in the summer. Another person on my list is Kostas Tsimikas. Now, Kostas Tsimikas joined us. Let me see when Kostas joined us. I actually didn't do enough research, apparently. He joined in 2020. I do remember that because that was one of the only transfers we made that year for 11 million, I believe. 11 million, somewhere around there. If we can flip that into anything more, like if we can get 20, 30, we know Edwards is a smooth operator, but how smooth? We'll see when it comes to Kostas Tsimikas, because if he can squeeze that transfer fee and then some out of that player, I think that'd be good business. We're already linked to a few left backs, but we'll get to that later. But what do you guys think? How much is Kostas Tsimikas worth in your eyes? We already know Trent's leaving, so we don't have to even touch that. The next person on my list is Harvey Elliott. This is a player in which I don't really want to see leave Liverpool this summer, but for some reason I have a bad feeling about this, and I think that he doesn't fit within Slot's system or his plans going forward. And it's a shame because with players like Harvey and Curtis, like these types of players, you can tell how much it means to them to play for Liverpool, how much it means to be involved in a goal, to finally get that breakthrough. And for Harvey, it almost feels like he never really got that. He had that horrific injury that really set him back. It's been a rocky road for Harvey Elliott at Liverpool. I wouldn't say it's been a bad transfer. He is a homegrown talent, so we do need to be mindful about that squad position and making sure that if Harvey does leave, we are replacing him with another homegrown talent. Kevin Kelleher is almost guaranteed to leave with Gio Marmadashvili. Yeah, he is already on his way to Anfield, but it doesn't go into effect until the summer, which leaves the door open for Kelleher to go on and get first team football. And hey, I'll be the first one to say it. I applaud Kelleher. I think he could go to a place like Chelsea, maybe Crystal Palace, maybe a West Ham. All I know for sure is Kelleher is leaving. It just depends on for how much and to where. I mentioned earlier that we have some maybe outgoings, some rumblings, some rumors. These are the ones that we're not too sure about, but we could see them leaving. Now, the first one on my list is Lucho, aka Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz has been flirting with Barcelona for the last year. Ever since they freed his daddy, he's been twerking for Barcelona, which I don't mind. Beginning of this season, I was a huge fan of center forward false nine Luis Diaz when he plays alongside a Jota or a Nunez. I feel like he gets lost in the sauce almost as to where his position is. And ever since he's been in the team, I really feel like him and Andy Robertson have never been on the same page.
Everybody gives Nunez, Darwin, slack for not knowing English. Are we sure that Luis Diaz knows English?
Am I crazy for saying that? Am I crazy for saying that? I've never seen him say anything in English, and I've seen compilations of Darwin's talking in English.
That's besides the point. I just feel like him and Robertson have never really clicked. And I wouldn't mind Diaz leaving, like I said, but for the right price. Liverpool fans, help me out in the comments below. How much do you think Luis Diaz is worth? And my fellow Barca fans, let me know. Do you guys want Luis Diaz? Where would he play? Is this somebody you guys would want in your forward line? Let me know in the comments below, please, because I don't know where he'd fit. Pause. Next person on my list is Diogo Jota. Now, this is another player similar to Harvey Elliott where you can tell that they want to play for Liverpool. It just hasn't worked out how it was supposed to work out. I love Jota. I've gone on record in group chats and saying that he is our best finisher. Granted, he doesn't have the records to prove it, but when he hits the ball, Liverpool fans can vouch. They know what I'm talking about. Diogo Jota can smack the piss out of a ball. Similar to Diaz, though I love Jota and I see the value in him, I wouldn't mind seeing our options, testing the market. If I were to pick between the two who I would sell, I would probably sell Diaz before Jota. That way, whoever we do bring in can maybe learn from Jota. Jota can still deputize the left flank if needed.
I think I just have more of an attachment to Jota, just because how well he fit in between the forward line when he first came in. Like his debut season, I still think about it. I still have fond memories.
Another player who are two players, they kind of have been, packaged together in rumors and in potential swap deals, which swap deals only happen on Twitter. Have y'all noticed this? But the two players that I'm referring to are Joe Gomez and Jarrell Kwanzaa. They're both rumored to be leaving Anfield this summer and with heavy links to Newcastle. I know that there are Liverpool fans who are thinking to themselves, hey, maybe if we package all three, the whole, hey, Kwanzaa and Gomez and even Harvey, throw Harvey in there just so we can get Isak. First off, what crack are you smoking? Second off, like I said before, when does that happen? When do Premier League clubs trade players? That shit don't happen. But I can see Gomez leaving this summer, and if we do, we definitely need to replace him, right? Liverpool fans, do you guys see Joe Gomez leaving this summer? If so, for how much and to what club? Do you see him staying in the Premier League? Maybe he can go out to Serie A, almost like Smalling, Tomori, A lot of English players have found success over there. The next player I have on my list is Doak. Doak is another player that has kind of been wrapped up in the will they, won't they, go out on loan again? Will they sign a new deal? Does Slot believe in him? A lot of people were surprised to see him leave at the top of this year. And honestly, Liverpool fans, do you care about, I know he's a great talent, right? But with players like Kumas who are heavily relied on at the respective club that they're loaned at, right? Do you see a future for a person like Doak when Harvey Elliott can't even get in the team? I feel like there are very similar profiles of players, and especially when you're behind somebody like even Chiesa. Like, does he really have a future at Liverpool? Do you see it? Maybe I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Let me know down below. The next thing that is on the list, the potential incomings at Liverpool. So the first person I have on my list is Jeremy Frimpong. He is the wing back out of Bayer Leverkusen. We all saw that video of him greeting Ryan Gravenberch in the Scouse accent, and it set LFC Twitter ablaze, right? Some people were saying that's not enough. The accent's not enough. Like Kendrick, it's not enough. You use the accent a little bit, but it's not enough. And I kind of agree, right? Just because you use a Scouse accent, you're gonna bust it open, just like, come on, man. He does have a $45 million evaluation, which is honestly kind of steep. Like, what do you guys think? Would you take $40 million for Jeremy Frimpong, who is not Premier League proven, or test the market within the Premier League? I'd prefer try to get a Premier League proven right back, which leads me to my next person who's on my list, Livermento. We're all wanting Alexander Isak out of Newcastle. We all want that. I want LFC to break the bank and go out for him. Where's that Caicedo money, right? But let's be realistic. We should just put in a cheeky bid for Tino Livermento at right back, just so that we can cushion that right hand or that right back position while also bolstering our homegrown ratio. We're losing Trent. That's an English player. We're losing Harvey potentially. That's an English player, right? We're losing Gomez. Kwanzaa's rumored to leave. All these players need to be replaced. The next person on my list is Isak. We're already out of the race apparently for Isak. In the time that I took these notes, we were in for Isak and not in for Isak. But just expect that this summer. Expect a lot of but not a lot of, dough. A lot of and not a lot of dough. Who do you guys realistically see us signing, and who do you guys think that we should stay away from? Because two of these players I feel like will be impossible to get, and one of them, is he worth the money? You guys let me know. If you like this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I've been telling you guys to comment throughout each of the segments, and I mean that shit. Let me know if I'm tripping. If I'm tripping, I'll accept it. I'll throw my hands up and accept it. My name is Andrés Nelso for NYA Sports. We're out of here. I do need to tell you something though. I owe you a video. I owe you an SKC video, because the last time out I said this. I am a Sporting KC fan, but until they fire you know who. Anyway, make sure you check out the other videos that I've posted. We're almost at 1,000 views on one of them, so that's even crazy, because this channel's been dead for years.